So my name is Akash Sharma. My grandfather died 2 days ago. I was at a funeral, and coincidentally, it was my father's death anniversary. So with me is Rohit. He puts the fun in funeral, and with me is my co-host Saher Hiba Khan. So Rohit is a
What's
stand-up
up, man?
comedian. Yeah.
Yo, people.
हेलो मैन, सही है ना यार? तुम लोग का से डेथ एनिवर्सरी पे पैसे बच गए। मतलब अलग अलग एनिवर्सरी मनाना नहीं पड़ेगा, एक दिन पे one party and you're done. That's so much economical benefit.
I'm not sharing
ऐसे
this
सोच।
video with my family.
Come on, don't pussy out.
Then I'm
ऐसा
sharing.
थोड़ी। हाँ, ठीक है,
Great.
great.
Okay.
मजा आ गया.
I would like to ask you कि tragedy and comedy are yin and yang, two separate entities but two sides of the same coin. So how do you come up with jokes about tragedy?
To be honest, I don't know what is. I may be programmed like this. This sounds very bad. Like क्या कोई ढंग का explanation देना कैसे करता है? नहीं है, to be honest. It's just in a situation where like if everything's sad, I'm like, all right, I have to keep myself happy. I can't be sad. Right?
Isn't
My
that
brain is
tough?
like, I don't like sadness. मतलब it's a part of the life. It is very important. होता है, मैं भी बहुत time sad रहता है, ऐसा नहीं है. But वो sad part में मैं से लेके यार अगर मैं इसी के बारे में सोचता रहूंगा, then I won't aim to be in a better position than I am right now. So like try to find something that is good and then look for fun in it. And if you can find fun even in sadness, ठीक है ना, सही है. फिर क्या है, अगर तुम वो कर सकते, if you can keep coping mechanism नहीं है यार, coping mechanism नहीं है. I don't need to cope. Tragedies, it's been part. I know कि if there's a tragedy, if you can just suffer through it, थोड़ा pain सह लो, कुछ होता नहीं है उसमें, but eventually you will find good things. Eventually you will find happiness. Like for example, I'll tell you this. Okay, I play football. I love football. I've been playing it ever since my childhood. Or I had two terrible injuries. Both of my knees ACL got ripped. Right, so I had to go through the reconstruction surgery. So it was like, as a college exams, so I had to postpone that thing, surgery and everything. So during that period, I cannot play. And like मेरे को पता था अगर मैं खेलूंगा नहीं, मेरे लाइफ में वो physical activity होगी नहीं, my entire day will be fucked. So like I've been through that 2 years, and even after surgery, the post surgery period where like कि मतलब मैं खा रहा हूँ, मोटा हो रहा हूँ, खेल रहा हूँ, ऐसा कुछ मन ही नहीं कर रहा. But I knew कि अगर once the surgery is done, I can do rehab properly, get into the gym, get into shape again, खेल सकता हूँ वापस. तो फर्स्ट सर्जरी के बाद सब किया, खेलना भी शुरू कर दिया फुल फ्लेज्ड. ऑलमोस्ट 1 साल बाद दूसरी निकल गया लिगामेंट. अगेन द सेम प्रोसेस, अगेन दैट थिंग वेयर आई कैन नॉट प्ले फुटबॉल, एंड दैट फक्ड अप एवरीथिंग. मतलब अभी तो ठीक हुआ यार वापस से. तो उसके साथ पूरा डाइट गया, सब गया. मतलब जॉब पे ध्यान दे रहा था, खुद पे कुछ भी ध्यान नहीं दे रहा था. मतलब ठीक है, जब सर्जरी होगा देखेंगे. तो बट देन हुआ सर्जरी, देन लेकिन नहीं, आई गॉट टू गेट बैक ऑन ट्रैक. बीच में ब्रेकअप हुआ, उसका भी दिमाग खराब. एंड ठीक है, you just throw it and you realize कि हाँ, you have to change it. Your doctor did his part, now you have to go to rehab, you have to get fit. Do you want to play again? So I ठीक है यार, करो. तो सब कुछ चेंज कर दिया, एक्सट्रीम डाइट, वर्कआउट, सब कुछ. बैक अगेन प्लेइंग फुटबॉल नाउ and it feels great. So if you just strive for what makes you happy, तो जरूरी नहीं कि तुम हर बार कर पाओ. देयर बाय बी रोड ब्लॉक्स, बट इफ यू जस्ट डू इट, ठीक है ना, कर लो. पेन है सह लो यार, कान मरा है.
Your example, like I went to the funeral and it is going to be a 13-day process.
Yeah.
People are not ready to move on in our Hindu society. They are like
Yeah, it's weird.
tragedy.
हमारे यहाँ भी ऐसे होता है, like 40 days, 10 days ऐसे कर करके होता है कि okay 40 days हो गए हैं डेथ को, सो ये होगा वो होगा, लोग आएंगे. अगर लोगों को yes, it sucks, you know. People show up to your face with that, you know, pitiful face ki oh, someone close to you died, we understand, we feel. Hell no, you don't understand, neither you will ever feel it, so shut up.
नहीं मेरे को पता है इसका कॉन्सेप्ट थोड़ा ट्विस्टेड लगता है फ्यूनरल का, बिकॉज फ्यूनरल इन अ वे इज अ काइंड ऑफ सेलिब्रेशन दैट ब्रिंग्स अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल टुगेदर बट इन सैडनेस. That's it. That's what it is.
yes मैं
Everyone
पूरा
just want like,
खानदान आ
यार
जाता है.
I want emotional support, he wants emotional support, let's meet but let's don't be happy, let's just like sulk that this guy died or this
yes
girl died.
yes yes
So that's a different level of social connection, I guess.
जो खानदान में पूछता भी नहीं है वो तक आ जाता है यार.
हाँ मतलब कि चलो यार कोई मरा किसी को मिलने जाते. I mean murder is like death, sorry not murder, death is not a reason, good reason to go and meet someone, but
yeah
but
actually
it's
no.
still but it still is a reason if that is bringing people together. I'm like ठीक है लोग मरने चाहिए.
मैंने आज ऑब्जर्व करा कि people did not come to the funeral to mourn the dead. Actually there was a priest, क्या होता है जो सबसे ऊपर बैठा होता है, he was giving a sort of meaning to the death of the person and making everyone aware of their mortality. Yeah, कि you are also going to die. So I think it is kind of a social institution where you are reminded every time कि you are not going to live forever, which is a healthy thing.
Yes, very healthy. You should remind yourself about that. Okay, तुम मरोगे एक दिन. मरोगे एक दिन. Don't take it for granted, man. Don't fucking take it for granted. कुछ भी तो.
But हमारा
I mean,
लेकिन but you see हमारी generation में ungratefulness काफी roots, deep in roots बसी हुई है, to tell you the truth क्या कहते हैं. So yeah हम लोग नहीं समझ पाते यार.
But वो ये है ना कि each as the generation goes along, each generation will become more ungrateful towards things because
Exactly,
every generation is getting little bit more comfortable, little bit more comfortable, little bit more comfortable.
that's what I want to ask
So,
you, that the political correctness culture that is happening and the comedy routine that is uninhibited. So how do you cope up with it? Like, do you react to it?
I feel like अगर political correctness की audience है ना,
हाँ,
तो political incorrectness की भी audience है. जैसे हम लोग मिल गए,
हाँ.
तो there is an audience. So I'm like कि ठीक है जिनको नहीं पसंद तुम लोग मत देखो. I mean मत बनो, मेरे को क्या है. तो जिनको पता है जिनको पसंद है वो लोग मतलब हाँ मे भी ढूंढने में टाइम लगेगा. बट तुम लोग भी अगर मेरे कमेंट्स में हेटेड मचा रहे हो तो कोई ना कोई तो आएगा दूसरा आर्ग्यू करने में.
The thing is हर कोई अब इतना सेंसिटिव हो गया है. I mean जो बातें नहीं है सेंसिटिव होने की भी उन पे भी सेंसिटिव हो गए हैं. तो लाइक यू कैन से या तो इंडियंस की पेशेंस खत्म हो गई है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग पावर खत्म हो गई है.
मेरे को लगता है एक्सेस ज्यादा है. मतलब एक्सेस इन द सेंस नॉट एक्सेस टू हेटिंग समवन. मतलब
Yeah,
इट्स वेरी इजी.
that
इट्स वेरी
it is.
इजी टू
Hatred has been generalized. Hatred has been so generalized in our cultures and in our society right now कि like left, right and center बस hate कर रहे हैं एक दूसरे को. Yeah, चलो आज इसको पीटते हैं.
I mean, if you just go out, you can actually bond with someone on the basis of hatred against Modi. तू मोदी को hate करता है, मैं भी करता हूँ. Bro, what's up, man? ऐसा. So you can be friends with someone just because you hate certain thing. Right?
Fact.
And I don't think that is wrong. ऐसा सब कुछ गलत नहीं है उसमें. If you can like make friends, if you can, I mean, ऐसा कुछ गलत नहीं है. But ठीक है, I don't think अगर if you don't like someone, then there are if like unless and until he is doing something morally unethical, जैसे अगर वो कुछ बहुत खराब कर रहा है, किसी को मार रहा है या फिर किसी को मोलेस्ट कर रहा है, बच्चे के साथ गलत कर रहा है, ठीक है, understandable hatred है. He is doing morally something wrong and he's harming the society. But someone just saying jokes, someone just having fun, and they predefined है वो चीज कि this is a joke, this is a complete joke. We are doing a joke. Then if you're getting offended on a joke, then probably you are the joke. You are the joke.
Where do you draw the line that what is correct to joke, what is not?
बहुत ऐसा मेरे को नहीं लगता कि कुछ है यार. You have to draw a line and everyone draws their own line. Everyone draws their own line because I am like in this comedy scene I know people who are like कि नहीं मैं dick jokes नहीं कर सकता. I don't like it funny. I don't want to do sexual jokes. कोई बोलेगा कि मैं नहीं, मेरे को political jokes नहीं करने. I draw the line there. So everyone draws their own line. So like for me, I am not into doing political jokes. ऐसा नहीं है. Sometimes I just do like if something comes up in my mind. Podcast पे you can see me like listen to me doing political jokes. But on stand-up, I don't enjoy doing political jokes, and the reason is it's easy to do political jokes. But that is not. But yeah, that's where I don't want to get into doing political jokes. I probably will do maybe at some point. I'm at this point I don't, but इसका कोई guarantee नहीं है कि मतलब मैं अभी जो था 2 साल पहले वही रहूंगा. क्या पता 2 साल बाद मेरे को मजाक उड़ाने का मन करे मैं उड़ाऊंगा.
I feel that it is all or nothing, unless otherwise एक बंदा बोलेगा I'm offended by this, I'm offended by that. Either be offended by everything or by nothing.
Like I will quote this really nice quote from Jordan Peterson. And like आजकल बहुत सारी बंदियां hate करती है उसको, but ठीक है. But he said this really perfectly. In order, हाँ नहीं he said this that I don't remember किसके साथ था उसका interview, but he said that के in order to exercise my right to freedom of speech, I need to risk offending people.
Yeah, that.
So if in order to just talk, you have to risk offending people. अब तू किसी को बोलेगा ये बहनचोद, अब उस तेरे को थोड़ी पता उस बंदे को गाली पसंद है कि नहीं. You are just taking a risk. क्या पता वो गाली पे offend हो जाए. होते भी है लोग. तुम कार चलाओ, कोई बंदा से गंदे से काट के चला जाए लौड़ा, तो वो offend हो सकता है. वो गाड़ी रोक के तुमको मारने आ सकता है. It's a risk you take.
बहनचोद तो context पे डिपेंड करता है.
Context पे डिपेंड तो करता है. बट हाँ, तो सारे जोक्स भी कॉन्टेक्स्ट पे डिपेंड करता है. आई कांट गो इनटू like audience of little like all women and do jokes on rape because that's context, right? So it's context पे depend करता है बहुत चीजें.
So do you like analyze your audience demographic? Yeah, do you want to say something?
I believe drawing line on rape jokes is necessary as well as religion. Blasphemy तो मुझे बर्दाश्त नहीं होती, पता नहीं क्यों. I have no idea. I mean, या तो मेरा वो कम है बर्दाश्त का, otherwise yeah, that
won't touch that. So you see, you like see your demographic and decide कि हाँ यहाँ पे मतलब there are older males, so I can make more non-veg jokes. There are children, so
नहीं, to be honest, I don't analyze the audience, because if I analyze the audience now, then I will, हाँ, फिर मेरे को कुछ ना कुछ दिख जाएगा which is like, oh, this guy doesn't look like he would laugh on my joke. Then my entire set I would be just observing him, that if he's laughing at my other jokes, now should I do my this controversial joke? So it's better not to look at the audience. I prefer not looking at the audience for like बिल्कुल भी नहीं. क्या बंद हो रहा है? नहीं.
Have you ever felt like no laughter, that reaction of no reaction?
That is the worst reaction. That is the worst reaction. To be honest, like I would prefer if someone just gets offended more than to give me that blank face, because that's like कि कुछ भी reaction नहीं पता चल रहा है, ये joke अच्छा है कि नहीं idea आ रहा. But if you like get offended them, like हाँ, there's something there, but not for this person. Some other, for someone else there is. If not for this, but someone else there is, right? So
there's this sentence I heard in this series called Downton Abbey, and one of the main characters said that sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. What I or like क्या कहूँ?
पता नहीं यार, मेरे को एक बम्बल मैच ने भी बोला था सेम चीज कि sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. I'm like, hey, all right, ठीक है, मेरे को क्या, अगर तुम्हें ऐसा लगता है तो ठीक है, but I don't consider it ऐसा कुछ. There is, I mean, किसी को अगर कोई बंदा डिक जोक्स पे हंस सकता है तो फिर ठीक है यार. मेरे को तो ऐसा लगता है कि तुम, I mean, you could just go back and even Tom and Jerry is funny. It's really funny. So like, what makes you laugh? Makes you laugh. There is no like, this makes me this much laugh, this joke makes me this much laugh. ऐसा थोड़ी है. It makes you laugh. It makes you laugh. Even if it's a chuckle, good for you.
So यहाँ पे फेवरेट कार्टून की बात आई. टॉम एंड जेरी मत बोलना. कौन सा? Don't say Tom and Jerry. My ears are like hurt when I listen that people say Tom and Jerry.
That's the easiest example, na, because everyone knows what Tom and Jerry is. Like I could have said Swat Cats, but मुझे नहीं पता कि तुम लोग देखते हो कि Swat Cats.
Hello.
Okay.
Am I audible?
Your video is stuck.
So, how do you define comedy? Like,
यार बहुत मुश्किल क्वेश्चन है यार, मैं कैसे आंसर करूं?
You're a comedian.
How do I define comedy? यार, like if it makes me laugh, it's funny, it's comedy, man. If situations can be funny, Like even WhatsApp chats can be funny, right? So there is comedy everywhere if just look for it.
What drove you to become a comedian?
What drove me? Because I felt good making jokes. Initially, when people laughed at my things, I was like, yes, this I enjoy this form of validation. But over the time, just thinking like, okay, now I just want to know how good my jokes are. So ऐसा थोड़ा उसमें ego आ गया, वैसा वाला scene है. But yeah, मतलब like when you do it like some for a period of time, like professionally, even if you're not making money, but if you do it, pursue it professionally, you so at some point you're like, okay, you also get you also get like a bit nerdy into it. मतलब कि अच्छा पंच लाइन क्या है, सेटअप क्या है, इसमें लोग हंसे कि नहीं. Then you start counting laughs as currency.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
At first it was it was your motivation to comedy. People laughing was your motivation to do something that you like. Then you do it now, then it's like now it's a currency. Now I have to make as much more currency I can to be successful at this thing.
So it turned from
So
an
like,
art to a science.
पता नहीं, मेरे को नहीं पता साइंस बोल सकते हैं कि नहीं, बट या बोल सकते हैं कैपिटलिस्ट हो गया मैं. फ्रॉम सोशलिस्ट आई बिकम कैपिटलिस्ट.
Do you agree with the fact that women like funny men? Like, do you get all? I mean, do you agree? Like, मुझे तो समझ नहीं आता why.
नहीं, I don't agree. I don't agree with that at all. I think women like people who are fun rather than funny people.
Fact. Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
A lot of
Thank
my
you
friends
for,
also,
putting a full stop on that generalization. Thank you very much.
I don't know. Like even I used to think कि वो लड़कियों को मगर मैं हंसाऊंगा तो लड़कियां भाव देगी, but ऐसा नहीं है. Like even some of my friends who talk to their like Bumble dates वगैरह, तो like कभी कभी कोई chats दिखा देता है, तो I say them कि don't be funny. Don't be funny if you're like forcefully, तो बिल्कुल नहीं. Because be fun. Like be that person who's fun when that girl is around you. Like don't try to be funny, because sometimes कोई funny होता है तो भी ऐसा नहीं कि मजा आ रहा है.
I met this guy on Bumble and like we exchanged numbers and then हर हफ्ते वो मीम सेंड करके मुझसे कॉन्वर्सेशन स्टार्ट करने की कोशिश करता था. एंड बाखुदा इतनी लेम मीम्स होती थी ना, मैं बस हा रिएक्ट कर देती थी. एंड लाइक मैं क्या कहूँ तुमसे.
Haha is not a good reaction.
नहीं,
No.
if you're sending him haha, I think you're sending him mixed signals. Yeah. Don't send ha. Either don't send a reply or like or just say I don't find this funny.
I can't say to his face कि lame meme, तुम्हारा meme standard बहुत low है, क्योंकि भाई मेरा meme standard तो बहुत high है. So yeah, मैं क्या कहूँ.
बोलो ना उसको.
Ego hurt हो जाएगा यार, उसका ego hurt हो जाएगा.
नहीं यार, this is wrong. नहीं होता ego hurt. Like if someone says कि अच्छा this I don't like this, then I'm like great. Now I know what not to send you.
Yeah.
Just say कि मेरे को नहीं पसंद ये चीज, या फिर मेरा मीम का क्वालिटी ये है, ले एग्जांपल. और उसके बाद if like ऐसा बता दो. Don't try to be nice. I say keep saying this कि don't try to be nice. There is no need to be nice. सबको तो मैं पसंद करना जरूरी नहीं है ना.
ये भी सही कहा. Fact. फिर उसने खुद ही भेजना बंद कर दिया because I guess उसको हा बहुत ही fake reactions लग रहे थे. Like just ha HEHA, not even ha.
I would blame you. I would blame you more than him. You're at the like he's the victim here. That guy, I poor guy. I'm on his side.
So you were an engineer, right?
I am an engineer. Yeah. Certificate है मेरे पास, degree है. मैं क्या बोल रहा है तू?
भाई देखो यार, hurt मत करो यार.
चलो bro.
So are you currently pursuing engineering?
नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं. I have a job that like ऐसा, उसमें तो ऐसा हो गया कि 2 साल से it's just been that same. मतलब मैंने ऐसा अप्रेजल वगैरह भी नहीं मांगा. सब काम छोटा मोटा आता रहता है. I just do it, or it gives me a lot of time to concentrate on other things like working out, football, comedy, podcast. So that's probably my luck. I will say that I got lucky there, that I got a kind of job that helps me do all this kind of stuff. Right? Sometimes luck is not breaking out. It's just this thing that it gives you time. उसके कारण
How
काफी फायदा हुआ
important do
यार।
you think luck is to success as anything, like a comedian, singer, freelancer?
पता नहीं, I mean, how important is it? Like I think it is important, but if you think that that is the only way that you can get successful, तो तुम चूत चुके हो. If that is your mentality, that you're just waiting for that lucky break to happen, then you're like fucked. You can't just hope on something that you don't even know. You could get bad luck also.
Like
कुछ भी हो सकता है.
80% आपकी मेहनत, 20% luck. मैं इसमें believe करती हूँ.
I don't want to put a mathematical equation, but
You are an
I
Indian.
just and होता है यार, कुछ भी होता है ऐसे. बहुत अनप्रेडिक्टेबल चीज है लाइफ यार.
All that is with you is your hard work and your intelligence.
मतलब very, I don't, मतलब हाँ, everything that I have is because I worked for it. और तो कुछ नहीं है. I mean, कुछ ऐसा नहीं है कि I am a very popular stand-up comic. I like the only people who know that I'm a comic here is probably other comics and my parents and friends. तो ऐसा कुछ, I am not a person to say that I have this much, but I would say that I am pretty confident that I will be. And हाँ, I work on it and I also see, like I also iterate my work, but I मतलब मैं काम करता हूँ तो मैं देखता भी हूँ अगले दिन कि मैंने क्या क्या किया. So it's a feedback loop. I create my own feedback loop so that I can progressively improve.
मैं भी अभी ये podcast देखूंगा publish करने के बाद.
हाँ, it's
Very
a feedback
interesting
loop,
to
bro.
see
Every
yourself.
work,
Yeah. So speaking of
every
parents,
person,
yeah, go ahead.
I said that every person who reanalyzes his work so that he can improve that next time is going to do better because he is putting that effort. He or she. ठीक है, ये फिर लड़कियां बोलेंगे ए she बोलना, ए दे भी बोल दे, he she they zar zar.
Yo, they them. या मजाक मत उड़ाओ यार.
Okay, speaking of parents, when you told your parents you want to be a comedian, what was their
हाँ, वो लोग तो पहले मतलब ओ तू कॉमेडी करेगा, ऐसा ऐसा नहीं, मेरे को याद भी नहीं. They just like I told them कि I do stand up comedy and they're like what is that? They like showed photos and they're like oh मम्मी बोली कि हाँ मेरे को फॉरवर्ड करना फोटोज, मैं डालूंगी स्टेटस में. मैंने ठीक है ग्रेट मॉम, बट शी इज लाइक कि जॉब मत छोड़ना. इसके
वो
इसके
वैसा
लिए
वाला रिएक्शन नहीं था, हाय रब्बा ये लड़का बिगड़ गया है.
नहीं नहीं
नहीं
नहीं.
था
दे
यार,
ऑल्सो नो,
जनरली यही होता है.
दे ऑल्सो नो दैट मैं स्टेज पे आके लंड बॉबला ये सब बोलता हूँ तो उनको फर्क. So they know that too. So like I well, this is one thing because I used to lie a lot as growing up, and this is one thing that I always made sure that I don't want to lie to my parents. It's better to be honest with them then, and it's better to just it is better to like degrade your value in front of them than be dishonest. ठीक है, अगर मैं बोलता हूँ घर पे कि मैं दारू पीता हूँ तो उनको ऐसा लगता है अरे यार बेटा दारू पीता है छी, बट एटलीस्ट मैं ऑनेस्ट हूँ, मैं झूठ नहीं बोल रहा. पीना हो तो मैं दरवाजा बंद करके पी सकता था. नहीं मतलब कि तुमको बता के पी रहा हूँ. आई नो तुम बोलोगे मत पियो, बट
I've always believed it's better to share with your parents. Like I know understanding parents नहीं है आज की generation में बिल्कुल भी, but then yeah, बहुत
नहीं
difficult
मेरे
होता
तो
है
बहुत
कुछ.
अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. नहीं, आई वुड से आई वुड डिसएग्री विद इट.
Luckiest man, like it's very lucky to have understanding parents.
I
मैंने
would
जितने मेरे
disagree with
friends,
that too. It's not about lucky.
why?
It's
It's
देखो, I would say
You're
that
lucky to have parents.
we are lucky to have
yeah,
parents.
वो तो
Yes.
fact है, वो तो fact है, of course.
मैं बोल रहा
Understanding is like a bonus point.
नहीं यार, you can't rely on that क्योंकि सब ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरे पेरेंट्स बहुत अंडरस्टैंडिंग थे, वो लोग चिल थे ये सब के लिए. बट
देखो चिल तो कोई पेरेंट नहीं होता.
हाँ, बट यू हैव टू स्टैंड ऑन दैट डिसएग्रीमेंट. जैसे अब तुम्हारे माँ बाप को नहीं पसंद तुम बाहर जाते हो 10 बजे के बाद या 11 बजे के बाद, तो ऐसा नहीं कि यू डोंट गो, यू गो. यू विल डिसएग्री, यू शुड डिसएग्री विथ योर पेरेंट्स. बोले कि नहीं मेरे को तुम्हारी बात नहीं सुननी, मेरे को जाना है. ऐसा नहीं कि वो लोग तुमको घर से निकाल देंगे, इतने चूतिया पेरेंट्स तो नहीं है, ठीक है. और अगर ऐसे है तो फिर घर से निकल जाओ, बेटर है तुम्हारे लिए. बट डांटेंगे तुमको, बोलेंगे कि क्या हमारी बात नहीं सुनते हो, फिर डू इट अगेन, डू इट कपल ऑफ टाइम्स एंड देन बी लाइक दिस पर्सन इज वेरी डिसएग्रीएबल एंड लाइक उसको आप करने दो. तो यू हैव टू डू दैट. लाइक मेरे घर वाले रोकते थे, खेलने जाने से रोकते थे कि रात को कहाँ जा रहा है, इधर क्या कर रहा है, बाहर क्यों जा रहा है. बट आई एम लाइक कि मैं करूंगा, मैं क्यों नहीं करूँ, मैं बाकी सब काम करता हूँ, पढ़ाई करता हूँ, पास हो जाता हूँ, खेलता हूँ, घर का काम भी करता हूँ, और क्या चाहिए बेंच बच्चे से, और क्या एक्सपेक्ट करोगे. अब मैं मजे भी नहीं करूँ,
This
कुछ
is
गलत तो
getting
कर नहीं रहा, फ्रेंड्स के साथ बाहर घूमने जा रहा हूँ, दारू पीने जा रहा हूँ, ऐसा तो नहीं है सड़क पे पी रहा हूँ, रास्ते पे मतलब घर पे जाके पी रहे फ्रेंड्स के साथ, नथिंग डेंजरस. ठीक है, do it. Then just put, like, make sure that you are also like, don't be a sucking loser and then disagree with your parents. If your
right.
parents are confident in that कि this guy knows, इसका दिमाग सही है, ये चुतियाप नहीं करेगा, so they are like कि ठीक है, हमको पसंद नहीं है वो कर रहा है, but at least he is sane minded or whatever. So you have
As
to
a
disagree with your
comedian,
parents.
like अगर मैं पूछूं what is your coping mechanism, like you said that you don't use tragedy as a coping, मतलब making fun of the tragedies that
Yeah.
that have happened in your life as the coping mechanism, as our generation usually does. But then what is your coping mechanism?
So recently I've been reading about Stoicism.
Okay.
Same.
So that psychology is helping me little bit with coping. Like अगर एक open mic घटिया जाता है तो how to cope with that, या फिर अभी ये चीज नहीं हो रहा है, या फिर ये recording बेकार गया, ऐसा कुछ भी हो गया, तो everything related, even family problems या job problems, कुछ भी हो, जैसे like the job I was talking about that helped me do this, तो recently they were like कि बस bro अब तेरी जरूरत नहीं है कंपनी में, so like ultimatum दे दिया कि तुझको कुछ और ढूंढना है ढूंढ ले. So that was a big thing. Fuck, the job that gave me all the things that I can do, like podcasts, working out, everything, every fucking thing. Ab wo nahi hai. Now where the money will come from, right?
Can
So
you explain to
Stoicism was.
Yeah, what it is?
Stoicism.
Yeah.
It's a philosophy. It's a philosophy, and I think I would not be the greatest person to explain what Stoicism. There are better people on YouTube. Just Google Ryan Holiday or meditations by Marcus Aurelius bhi karoge Google, then you will just get a lot of videos, right? So
Like
basically
can't you explain it by
Yeah.
using an example, an everyday example if possible?
I would say that see, if the basic principle of Stoicism is that you do not control things that happen to you.
Okay.
The only thing that you control is how you feel about those events.
Right.
Right. So if you can control that, like अगर अभी कुछ तुम्हारे साथ खराब हो गया, for example आकाश बोल रहा है कि उसके यहाँ पे funeral है, right? So he can control how he can feel about that funeral.
Right.
Funeral के साथ sadness associate करना या happiness associate करना वो तुम्हारा option है. Okay. कोई मर गया, हाँ कोई मर गया, ठीक है, it's a bad thing. कोई मर गया, किसी का life खत्म हो गया, part of life.
Yeah.
But how you feel about that death, that is up to you. You can control that. So that's what basic Stoicism is.
As a comedian, it is a very important philosophy for you to have.
I agree. मेरे को लगता है cheat code है एक तरीके से. अगर you are into Stoicism, it's a pretty good cheat code.
I've become detached from everyone. It is, I can observe. I am in the matrix right now. फ्यूनरल पे गया, मैं लोगों को देख रहा इतना सैड, मेरे को लग ही नहीं रहा कि मैं कहाँ पे हूँ.
हाँ, it's feel you might like, I also feel this कि मतलब I feel like कि मैं इन लोगों के बीच में how I am, how am I here? Why cannot I feel the same thing that this whole entire group is feeling, or like they are pretending to feel?
Like numb, like you're numb.
नहीं, numb नहीं यार. I feel other things, but I do not feel the same thing that other people are feeling, or like even if they are pretending to feel. But कोई sad होगा, but मैं भी sad हूँ, but I'm also at least कि हाँ चलो, at least I met this cousin I never knew.
Comedy is the best medicine. So, as they say, so how important do you think comedy is in healing?
Very important. Very, very important.
What kind
More
of
important.
healing? Mental healing, physical healing?
Physical healing to pata nahi, unless you are doing push-ups while watching stand-up comedy, probably that's then physical healing. But mentally,
mentally ज़्यादा सही करता है, like
हाँ, mentally it just makes you feel good, na? It just makes you feel how stupid we are in this society and how important we think of ourselves. जबकि हम एक छोटे से part है, like अगर ऊपर से fan का ceiling गिर गया, मेरा life खत्म है. And that video could be funny for other people to watch. It's like Rabi fan गिर गया and this recorded and people are watching it. Like, वो मर गया fan गिर के. What a funny death.
There was this friend of mine, we were discussing about breakups. So I had also gone through a breakup and she was also going. वो उसका काफी सूख रहा था जख्म. As she said, बोली यार तू बहन तू stand up comedy देख. तू 6 महीने में बिल्कुल move on कर जाएगी. तू उस बंदे को भूल जाएगी. ये वो ये. मैंने कहा अच्छा भाई ये भी कोई तरीका है. अच्छा ट्राई करते हैं. कुछ नहीं हुआ भाई. कुछ नहीं हुआ. I don't get it why she suggested me ki stand up comedy.
But it's probably not for you. I mean, you could have just looked at memes and you might feel better if that works.
I mean, like, okay, I feel like it was not a proper healing process. It was more of a coping mechanism to distract yourself from things. Stop, distract yourself. Simple as that. आप जब आपका कुछ बुरा होता है, I feel you do such things to distract yourself.
हाँ तो comedy जरूरी भी तो नहीं है ना कि healing हो. It just can help you just distract. But I would say कि हाँ, if it's a distraction, it's a very short term process. And
exactly.
I also feel that all healing is self. मतलब तुम खुद पे काम करोगे तो तुम heal होगे. If you're in breakup, then be the better version of yourself. फिर तुम लगे हाँ ये वाला मेरा version तो उसके लिए वैसे भी अच्छा नहीं था. Fuck it. Right. So that's how you heal. Like you just get better at what you were like 6 months before, and then like yeah, now I'm a better person. Now ये कान मरा वो ex. Fuck off.
Oh God.
Who was your inspiration as a comedian?
Yeah.
Inspiration. ऐसा तो नहीं है यार. I do not have a really like.
Video चली गई bro.
ओए अरे रुक जाओ. मेरा फोन बंद हो गया. एक सेकेंड.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I wanted to know that do you think that our generation, Gen Z, do we have a healthy relationship with sarcasm and or an unhealthy relationship? Because जहाँ तक मुझे लगता है हम हर चीज को मजाक बना देते हैं. And yes, मजा आता है. I won't disagree कि मजा नहीं आता. But then, would you think it's healthy or it's unhealthy?
Very very philosophical question. This I mean I just don't think you all always have to. I think every form of expression of art is very subjective. Like मेरे मम्मी पापा को क्लासिकल म्यूजिक बहुत पसंद है. मेरे को नहीं पसंद. ठीक है मेरे को नहीं पसंद. And they don't like rap music. कि क्या गालिस बोलते सुनता रहता है. ठीक है तो मेरे को लगता है कि ठीक है सबको ऐसा लगता है. उनको लगता है कि गाने में गाली नहीं होना चाहिए. उनको लगता है कि ऐसे सुर और ये सब होना चाहिए. तो हर जनरेशन को अलग लगता है. मेरे को लगता है कि if that generation finds more funny stuff then be that like good for you. तुमको तुम्हारे ऐसे लोग मिलेंगे. ऐसा नहीं कि तुमको तुम्हारे ऐसे लोग नहीं मिलेंगे. I know more people who listen to rap music than classical music because I have interest in rap music. You will things you like. If you like something, you will also find people who like that.
How do you come up with your comedy routine?
Comedy routine मैं एक joint फूकता है और फिर मेरे दिमाग में jokes आता है. मैं लिख देता है.
सही है.
नहीं थोड़ा बहुत है. Like होता है कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि ऐसे जोक्स आ जाते हैं ऐसे अकेले बैठते. बट आई डोंट थिंक कि वो जॉइंट फूकने से आते. आई थिंक इट्स जस्ट द फैक्ट दैट आई एम अलोन विथ माय थॉट्स. और मैं कोई और चीज तो मैं कोई और चीज से स्टिमुलेट नहीं हो रहा. ना मैं मोबाइल से ना इंस्टाग्राम से ना कुछ और चीज से. हाँ कभी कभी गाने सुन रहा होता हूँ. बट देन इट जस्ट सबकॉन्शियसली गाने चल रहे. इट्स लाइक प्लेइंग इन द बैकग्राउंड एंड you're thinking or cooking something else in your brain. So I think ganja इसलिए मैंने बोला because that's when like I smoke up and then just don't do anything. I just sit alone. That's it. तो उस time पे because I am forced to think. I am forced to let my thoughts come in and not get distracted by any Instagram reels or any other content or chatting or whatever. There is no distraction, so there's no other way. Just अपने thoughts को face करो and if depends on how you're programmed. If your thought, if think of thoughts and then your brain is like, oh, this is funny, like ठीक है, then you just write it down and also do it daily. फिर वो हैबिट बन जाता है. then फिर हो जाता है कि हाँ इस टाइम पे तो मेरे को ऐसा दिमाग खुद ही बोलता है कि हाँ जोक्स लिखने का टाइम आ गया ऐसा.
You talked about biofeedback for helping you get better. What are some of the other ways that make you a good comedian?
मेरे को I can't say that I'm a good comedian. मतलब हाँ I feel तो मेरे jokes तो best है. That is there. But it's up to the people to say that am I good or not. मेरे दिमाग में तो हाँ but है but कोई मतलब मैं question भूल गया, sorry.
How do you improve yourself?
Improve. I record my audio when I perform, and then मैं ऐसे दिमाग में भी रखता हूँ लोगों का reaction क्या है, and then I work on those jokes again. Like अब मेरे को लगता है कि this line is not needed. I can convey this message without saying this line. Then I remove it. से ये मैंने जो रोगन के पॉडकास्ट पे सुना था, and उसको जोई डियाज ने बोला था, and he said that in comedy economy of words is very important. Right? If you can convey a message with shorter amount of words, then that's better. And it is better because the longer your setup is, the more people are getting detached from that basic idea. And when by the time you reach your punchline, you're like, अच्छा, oh, connection आने में थोड़ा time लग जाता है.
But
So
कभी-कभी ऐसा नहीं होता कि the more complex a joke is, the funnier it is. I mean, sometimes.
मेरे को नहीं लगता ऐसा है. I think it would be the more complex, मतलब because you worked extra on it. So you in your brain like because मैंने ज्यादा काम किया हाँ ये funny होगा, but नहीं होता. कभी-कभी तो ऐसा होता है कि बस स्टेज पे जाके लंड बोल दिया तो लोग हंस देते. और मेहनत से 3 दिन से जोक लिख रहा हूँ, सेम जोक काट के कुटा के लिख रहा हूँ, उस पे कोई नहीं हंस रहा. एक हुआ है ये. This is very मतलब happens a lot of times. Sometimes you just say random words on stage and people will break out in laughter. For the joke that you've been working on for 2 weeks, 6 open mic से कर रहे हो, and you are very confident in, but चलेगा ही नहीं रहा.
So like, do you think that comedy should be random or like या फिर थोड़ा practice करना चाहिए? I mean, अगर
of course, if the more you practice, you will get improved. You will improve. ना जैसे अब suppose तुम्हारा एक crowd interaction हो गया, which very मतलब बहुत accidental था, मतलब तुमने कुछ बोल दिया और लोग हंस गए, ठीक है. Now what you got from that is कि मैंने ये word बोला लोग हंसे. But what if I can repeat this? Say it again in the next act. See other people reaction. Right? Just because it's an accent doesn't mean that you have to use it only once. उसको वापस तुम्हारे set में include करके वापस डाल के देखो, क्या पता वो चल जाए, and it becomes a permanent part of your set, maybe better than your jokes.
How many times do you repeat your jokes? Like, is it always
different audience के according?
How many times? मतलब first joke जो मैंने किया उसमें मैंने अभी recently कुछ add किया और वापस कर.
setup पे.
हाँ, sorry.
I mean next tag पे.
मैं question repeat कर सकते हो if you don't mind.
Yeah, so basically your first routine, your second routine. So is there a chance that your jokes are copied or do you use new jokes every time?
नहीं, I do the same jokes and वो comics के बीच में वो ethics है. We don't do other people's jokes. That's just part of the scene.
No, your own jokes. So you copy your own jokes for the next setup.
Of course, एक बार तो joke करने से कुछ पता नहीं चलता. एक joke probably 100 बार किया होगा, एक same joke. It just the more you do it, the more you know कि मतलब क्या add कर सकते हो, क्या निकाल सकते हो.
You can
ऐसा
make it...
like हाँ, make it funnier, make it tighter.
Who do you think is better, Kapil Sharma or Kunal Kamra?
Kapil Sharma.
Why do you say that? I need a reason.
I know. I mean, Kunal Kamra doesn't make me laugh. उसका podcast मुझे अच्छा लगता था. उसका मेरे को podcast अच्छा लगता था. I like this podcast जो वो करता था, Shut Up या Kunal. But Kapil Sharma made me laugh. And even by statistics, India में, if you go and ask around every single person who is better, people will say Kapil Sharma. So by statistics, your opinion is
I don't
doesn't
even
matter.
know Kunal. Who's
Yeah,
Kunal?
people won't even
Yeah,
know.
he
Kunal.
didn't even know Kunal Khan. I was like, yaar.
हाँ, वही ना. तो
चलो रोहित,
Right.
it was
Like, ये तो platform difference आ गया. Like Kapil Sharma has his proper show every day. शक्ल दिख रही है. Millions of Indians are watching him. तो एक अलग ही proper PR marketing हो रही है. कुणाल
हाँ.
शर्मा महीने में 2 महीने में एक बार आ जाता है बंदा
हाँ,
अपने
तो वो
skills
करना,
दिखा
उसको
के
बोलना
चला
रोज
जाता है.
आए टीवी पे, तो
तो
लोग
अच्छा
जानेंगे
है ना,
उसको.
वैसे वाला बेटर है यार.
हाँ, तो वो तो ठीक है, बट यू आस्क्ड मी दैट हु इज फनीर, आई सेड हु इज
yeah,
फनीर.
yeah.
यार
आई
कपिल
जस्ट
ओके आई वोंट जज.
1 घंटा हो गया है, इससे ज्यादा अपलोड नहीं हो
Oh my
पाएगी.
God.
Yeah.
ओ
Okay.
भाई साहब.
So Rohit,
चलो.
it was very nice talking to you.
I had
Yeah, it
fun
was
too, man.
very nice
Thank you.
talking to you, Rohit.
Thank you for having
We
me.
had fun. Yeah, I had fun.
Okay, so let's
Great.
stay in touch.
ठीक. Let's, yeah, पक्का, done.